The battle had torn the temple to rubble, the very skies still bruised with lightning from Bryson and Silver's resurrection. But when the dust settled, Bryson was gone. Bryson staggered through the smoking ruins, his crimson blade extinguished. His body was half broken, his soul raw from centuries of torment in the soul prison. He limped toward the outer rim, away from Ethan, away from Silver, away from war. He whispered to himself as he boarded a stolen freighter, "No more battles, no more chains, I just want to live." The stars stretched as he leapt into hyperspace. Meanwhile, Ethan knelt beside his reborn master in the ruins. Silver's eyes were hard, unyielding. Silver, coldly. He's running, to regroup, to rebuild. He will always return to darkness. Ethan, pleading, "No, master. I saw his eyes. He doesn't want this anymore. He wants to be free." Silver's jaw clenched, his golden saber still lit as if he expected Bryson to strike at any moment. "Silver, you're blinded by hope. Sith don't change, they wait." For months, whispers spread through the outer rim. Villages spoke of a broken warrior with haunted eyes, who healed wounds instead of making them. A shadow who helped children escape raiders, then vanished into the night. It was Bryson. Ethan began to sense him in the Force, quiet, pained, seeking peace, but Silver felt the same ripples and interpreted them as deception. Silver, to Ethan. "He's playing with your heart. He always did. When the time comes, you'll see what I see." Ethan lowered his eyes, torn. "Ethan, quietly, what if you're wrong?" Silver gathered Jedi allies, readying for pursuit into the Rim. To him, the hunt was necessary, to prevent another galaxy-wide disaster. But Ethan, standing apart from the Council's ships, whispered into the wind, "Bryson, if you truly seek peace, you must run faster, because Master will never stop." And far across the stars, in some forgotten settlement, Bryson sat alone beneath a broken sky. His scarred hands trembled as he buried his saber deep in the dirt, whispering to no one, "I will not fight again."
Bryson's freighter limped into the atmosphere of Dralis Prime, a forgotten world in the Outer Rim. It was no place of power, no armies, no temples, no grand cities, just villages scattered across wide plains, people who knew little of Jedi or Sith. He chose it because it was nothing. And for the first time in decades, he wanted nothing. On his first night, Bryson walked deep into the forest outside the village. He pulled the lightsaber from his belt, the cursed crimson weapon that had taken so many lives. His scarred fingers lingered on the hilt, trembling. He pressed it into the earth until only the pommel showed. Then he covered it with soil, stone, and silence. Bryson, whispering, "No more." Weeks turned into months. Bryson learned to till soil, to mend tools, to patch roofs. His strength, once used for war, now lifted beams, carried harvests, and drew water for the village. Children laughed when he stumbled through their games. Elders grew to trust him when he repaired what raiders had broken. To them, he was only a scarred wanderer named Kale. But every night he sat alone under the stars, haunted by visions of Silver's golden blade and Ethan's pleading eyes. One evening, raiders struck the outskirts of the village. Panic erupted as homes burned and farmers scattered. Bryson stood frozen at first, staring at the screams. His hands twitched toward where his saber had been buried. But then he turned, picked up only a staff, and walked into the fire. He fought without killing, knocking weapons aside, breaking armor with strikes, scattering the raiders with fear not fueled by the dark side, but by his sheer will. When it was over, the villagers cheered. They called him Protector. But Bryson only stared at his hands, still trembling. Bryson, to himself, "I swore not to fight." Life slowly began to stitch itself around him. Crops grew. The village healed. For the first time since he was a Padawan, Bryson felt almost whole. Yet, in the Force, he felt the pull. A golden light searching for him. A storm of suspicion. Silver. And a flicker of something softer. A bond unbroken. Ethan. Bryson closed his eyes and whispered to the stars, Please, let them leave me be. Let me stay. But the galaxy had never left him alone before. Far above, in hyperspace, a Jedi vessel streaked toward Draelus Prime. Silver stood at its prow, golden saber at his side. And in the shadow of the stars, Ethan whispered to himself, Force, don't let Master find what I think he'll find. Silver's Jedi vessel descended into the farmlands of Draelus Prime. The air was clean, quiet, far too quiet for the man he hunted. His golden lightsaber hummed at his side, ready for betrayal. The villagers met him with fear. They whispered of the Protector, the scarred wanderer who had saved them. When Silver described Bryson, they nodded reluctantly and pointed toward the forest edge. Silver's steps were heavy as he walked into the clearing. And there, bent over rows of crops, stood Bryson. No blade, no armor, only soil on his hands and sweat on his brow. Silver, hand tightening on his saber. Bryson, you've run far enough. Bryson straightened, his back stiffening at the familiar voice. He turned slowly, his face older, wearier, but his eyes clear. Bryson. Silver, I don't want to fight you. Not anymore. Not ever again. Silver ignited his golden blade, its light reflecting in Bryson's tired gaze. Silver. Every Sith says that before they strike. Do you take me for a fool? Bryson shook his head, holding up his dirt-stained palms. Bryson. I buried my saber. I protect these people, but not with the Force. I don't kill Silver. Not anymore. Silver advanced, his blade humming inches from Bryson's chest. Villagers gathered at the edge of the clearing, murmuring nervously. Ethan, standing nearby, felt the air tense like a bowstring about to snap. Silver. You expect me to believe that the same hands that slaughtered Jedi now till soil? That the shadow I hunted across the galaxy has vanished into the dirt? Bryson's voice cracked, but it was steady. Bryson. I expect you to see what's in front of you. I'm not your enemy anymore. The war ended for me, Silver. It's you who won't let it die. Silver's hands trembled on his saber. Every lesson told him, once a Sith, always a Sith. But the force around Bryson felt different. No malice, no hunger, no storm. Only peace. Ethan stepped forward, his voice breaking the silence. Ethan. Master, he's telling the truth. The Force doesn't lie. He's not the Bryson we knew. The golden blade hissed as Silver finally lowered it. His eyes, however, burned with doubt. Silver. Peace or not, I'll be watching you. One shadow, one slip, and I'll end you. Bryson nodded, not with fear but with quiet relief. Bryson. Then watch me. See for yourself what I've chosen. As Silver turned away, Ethan lingered, studying Bryson with conflict in his heart. And from the tree line, unseen by them all, another presence watched with burning red eyes. A Sith survivor, one who had felt Bryson's name whispered in the dark. Mysterious voice. The fallen one tries to be reborn. Let us see how long his peace lasts.